And is my camera still frozen?
No, your camera's no longer frozen.
Yeah, good job. I've gently tried to fix this camera freeze that we'll probably encounter once again on our stream. But we have started on time. Hello, everyone. Hello, everyone in the chat.
Hello.
Hello, Kelly.
Hello.
Hello.
How is
Funny
your
seeing
Wednesday?
here. It's not like we were chatting during the
Oh, no.
countdown or
I
anything.
just I
No.
just showed up here, like,
Yeah.
2 seconds ago, so we're good.
It's funny. The we we had the video call going like during the countdown, and it's like, are we sure other people can't hear us right now? And it's like checking on the phone and like listening. Okay, no, I just hear the music. That's fine.
We
No,
can't let you know all of our secrets before we can tell
there's
you.
some really big secrets being discussed on during the Twitch countdown. Yeah, to be a fly on that wall, audience.
So I, like, sit there and watch the countdown go down, like, "Alright, I have to finish my thought with, like, at least 60 seconds to spare just in case."
Who is in the chat? Let's see. I still don't know how to actually check to see everyone who's in the chat other than people who talk. So I'm gonna rely on people who talk. Um, we got
I think that's the only way to see it. Your
I do have a way of seeing all the viewers because I do see like we have 25 viewers right now. Hello, 25 people. David, we got Robert Tables, Double Dose Kelly, Kapui,
who is Chris?
Kapu. Oh, Chris. Hey, Chris. Um, Carlos, Carlos Alfredo Dev, Tripstar, Tikio, Co-Brother, hello,
Cedro. Okay,
Sidro.
yeah.
So for those of you who haven't tuned in before, I feel like we should do we need an intro, like for those who are
It's the
new.
Kelly plus Kelly show. You're welcome.
Cool.
It's my
Okay.
backup career.
I'll make a clip of that and we'll just use that for every stream now.
Okay, perfect.
Okay. Um, cool. For first time viewers here, welcome to the Kelly plus Kelly stream. In this stream, we talk about Shopify online stores, answer any questions that the audience has, and maybe to keep things moving along, we have an actual online store that we're coding on throughout the stream. Uh, Progress is not a priority, I think, is what we're figuring out.
It is not. So we're more interested in showing you how we do what we're doing and, of course, answering your questions along the way, taking ideas from you. The store we're calling Shoppy Points, and we are embedding some Twitch stuff into it, which is what we worked on last week. Gonna have a leaderboard on there, maybe talk about sections everywhere, maybe not.
Maybe not. I'm just
I
showing
I
Shopify
I
points
have,
right
like,
now.
in my Shopify speaking contract that I have to mention sections everywhere at least 4 times in every stream. So, that's 2.
Just for consistency, we got to gain. Now it's about building the hype. This is all a secret game, just to because nobody knows about sections everywhere. Clearly, I mean, we have to.
What's that?
It's been this, yeah, obscure thing that only a few people have heard about. Um, is oh, I like Tikio. Okay, is Toby gonna join the stream like the clubhouse? We
We
have had
shall see.
JML. We have had JM Wind join the Kelly plus Kelly stream in December or
Mhm.
November. Haven't been able to snag Toby on this one. Might drop it by him. Uh, Last time on Kelly and Kelly all dramatic, we see Thomas in the distance struggling with Emmett. Yeah, that was a couple times ago. I'll try to avoid Emmett from now.
And then Cedro asks, "Have some questions from one of your previous post theme functionality. Is that okay? Please ask any questions
Sure.
you have."
Yeah.
If you're unfamiliar with who we are both a Shopify employee and a Shopify partner to keep things interesting. Thomas, you wanna introduce yourself?
Yeah. My name's Thomas. Kelly. Kelly. That's where the Kelly comes from. I've been at Shopify for uh, just over 5 years now. And I've worked on the themes team, building free themes. And I've worked on developer tooling. If you've ever heard of Slate, that was my little pet project before things changed. Things moved on. Looked at
He's
looked
not
at online
bitter.
store performance. No, I'm not bitter. No. There's good reasons. Um, Looked at worked on online store performance, and now I'm just doing everything. Now I'd say it's just online store. living and
Yep.
breathing online store. And what about you, Kelly? What?
So I am not a Shopify employee. I am the founder and CEO, that's Chief Everything Officer of the Taproom. It's a Shopify Plus development agency. So I started building Shopify themes in 2014, and I still build Shopify themes, but I also do other fun stuff, some custom app developments and all kinds of fun Shopify related things. But we only work on Shopify, so we uh we like what we
Kelly's
do.
there to save me when I'm totally forgetting half the stuff that I
When you
feel like
forget
I'm
how to
supposed
code.
to know. Yeah, it's
Yep.
I am truly experiencing what I saw in my leads when I was more of a junior dev in the like, oh, I know this, but why can't I remember it? Or I'm really empathizing for all the people that I've interviewed over the years doing pair programming interviews and just seeing them like, I know this, but what is
It's
oh
not coming
yeah,
to me. Yeah, I
yeah,
I have a lot of respect for the people who we interview. So I um have some levels in my company at this point. So I do the final interview, but our director of technology does the pair programming exercise with our devs for who we're interviewing, and I think it's a good experience. We try to make it as least stressful as possible.
exactly.
We
Yes,
literally tell you what we're going to be working on. If you
that
want to do
is
some research ahead of time, the idea is to just see how you think through things and how you code. I mean, we already saw your dev test to begin with, so we have a general idea, but kind of like code together, really. I mean, it's a proper pairing experience. So
did you guys like take notes from the Shopify interview process or something? This is sounding vaguely familiar here. I don't
I
know.
have never been through the Shopify interview process,
No, not
so
even just to like
I
see
came up
what
with it
is
here.
going. Oh, okay. Two different conversations about the same thing happening in two different rooms end up sounding vaguely familiar.
That's
Yeah,
right.
that it just sounds whenever I'm doing those interviews, I don't know if anyone in the audience has done pair programming interviews. Actually, it's a little bit like streaming live and watching what people watching you code live. It's like
Oh
having
yeah,
somebody staring over your shoulder, judging every little key that you type,
or
and
like a technical conference talk where you're actually live coding during the
live
conference talk.
coding.
Yep,
Yeah, and
things I
hoping
do
that
not
things
enjoy doing.
hope that live demos actually work because they never do.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
So
We're doing
last
time.
week, we are 8 minutes in, so we have time.
Yeah.
Last week we added this Twitch embed.
Let me share it on the screen. There we go. So
So this
we
is this is the what our Shopify theme currently looks like. It's really, really beautiful and detailed
oh
and
wait,
it's
let me do an even better inception because last time we only had a half inception. I was only we had the
Oh,
dev console. So wait, let me get a proper inception here. Hopefully I'm not killing the audio. But yes, we have our Twitch stream and our
there we
Twitch stream.
go.
There.
Ah, amazing. That's exactly what we aspire to do. So our work is done here. We can call it quits for the day. What are we actually working on today?
So when we started this, we had three objectives. One Twitch inception. We got that done. What we were working on next was detecting if the stream was live or not so that we could change what this is going to be the hero section context, the main top, above the fold, as false of a term as that is, section on the page, and we only want to show the stream, or we only want to allow people to click hey watch the stream if the stream is actually live. So where we left off was detecting is the stream live. And what we should have, if I this should be work. This is probably something that's broken because I did last minute changes, and of course something's not going to be working. We'll debug it live if it's not working. I was able to finish what we started in the last stream. I was getting hung up on how to detect or using the Twitch API calls to see if we were live or not. Yeah, something's borked here. Let me just go to the preview, theme actions,
While you're doing
preview.
that, Cedra did have some questions.
Oh
Is it
yes.
best practice to use styles inside a section? So we're actually going to be digging into this pretty soon.
We can look at that now. I mean, we can do an
Okay,
example. We can talk about it and do an example,
okay,
if you want to. So, Sidro, stay tuned. We'll get to a few like we'll get to some section styles and maybe talk about the case. I don't won't guarantee we will get anything significant styled right now.
yeah.
Um,
Is it okay to create a css.liquid snippet for whatever sections you are looking to style? Or should I just figure out a way of putting everything inside CSS variables.liquid in a custom style.css file? Um, yeah. Uh, we talked about this last week. In terms of CSS variables, I like putting them in a snippet that I uh, link within the theme.liquid file. But we avoid using any kind of like .css.liquid or .css.liquid files. So we're compiling those before. And we're separating out our CSS files as well by like section or by
Mm.
page, whatever makes the most sense to keep some level of organization because as you move into custom themes, the CSS can get a little bit messy. So it's we like having things kind of straightforward and organized.
And you can use CSS variables with with Sass. It's not officially supported by Sass, but it seems to work in my experience. Like
Yeah,
I've been able to do anything that I need to do with it.
yeah.
Um, but I'm just seeing the you're removing a CSS, right? Yeah, I I'm hearing that there's still a lot of really good uses for Sass, but
We still use it,
you still use
when we're
it.
writing yeah, we still use it, but we just compile before we push everything up. The .scss dot liquid is what or it's SC it's the Sass styling within a Shopify theme that's, I think, recommended you don't do anymore, that you should pre-compile
Mhm.
it.
I am looking for, the script file that's included when you use sections and you use here we go. Here. Okay, let's talk about this for a second.
Yeah,
So here's what I worked on just in between between the last stream and now. Let me blow this up so people can see it. So I moved before when we were testing out the JavaScript. I was doing most of it in the browser console. I brought in some JavaScript into the page. I wrapped it in this section JavaScript tag. Kelly, do you want to? You said you wanted to talk about this. What you want to talk about?
yeah, I just wanted your take on using it. So, I often like, I see, when you're using, like, certain so the nice thing is this loads only for this section. So it's not like
Mhm.
you're loading a ton of JavaScript across your entire site when maybe you only have this functionality on a product display page, for example. Um, uh, what's your take on using it?
I've struggled. So when I was making themes or when this was first introduced, I struggled to find a fit for it, especially in the just with our bundling tools and how we were managing JavaScript. Recent exploration into it, we actually were doing some really cool stuff with it. I've always had the feeling that there's a lot of potential in it because I've seen the overlaps between just like module component structure and this. Like there's a view component Webpack library. And you can write like view components with you have like the HTML, the styles, and the JavaScript all in one file, and it feels very just tidy. And like here is a nicely scoped user interface, and here's where each part of that interface is defined and then on top of that with Shopify, you have the schema. Like you have even a schema portion to a section. So I've always
Yeah.
felt the overlap there. What we have been doing recently um, is using this as a way to dynamically include section JavaScript only when the page actually has that section on it. So instead of what I have below here, just forget about all this stuff. We would have um, import script. So import, I don't know, jQuery from, and then here
Boo.
we would do from, so you can do, now this is legitimate JS syntax. So jQuery and
Sorry, I just had to
then
boo using jQuery.
asset URL. I just go to jQuery because it's a comfortable place.
Yeah.
It's old friendly home for examples. Um, so what's cool about this is, so it could be just or like here, let me do section. Um, and section. It would be section.js, something like that.
Yeah.
So this way, when only when the section is included on the page is, and I'm kind of jumping ahead, but only when the section is included on the page in the editor is this import declaration included in the sections JavaScript file that's generated by
Yeah.
Shopify, which is where I'm at right now. I'm trying to find that sections file. Do you remember what it's
So
called?
there's a script ID equals section script, but what's throwing me is that it's empty.
Um,
It's like if you look on the actual on the site source code,
yeah,
inside the header tag
inside the header tag. Yeah, I'm
or
here.
the head tag rather.
Inside the head
Yeah, I see script ID equals sections dash script. Data
section.
sections equal hero, differ equals differ.
Um, I'm not
Chris
seeing
is
it.
asking while you're looking for it, you
Yeah.
just do a search for it.
Okay. Here, let me do.
Chris is asking about plugging in Vue or React for something like this. So I've actually done this with Vue, and yeah, you can import Vue the same exact way. Um, React is a little bit of a different story, just based on how React is a little bit uh, differently structured. I find Vue to be much more easily componentized into like a certain like template, for example. So like we have a theme that we built out that has a custom checkout flow that's entirely based on Vue.js, but everything else is a Shopify theme. But we're able to utilize Shopify sections within that custom section that we built that's actually built on top of Vue to allow the client to go ahead and make changes to the theme, like to the content within that Vue app without having to dig into the code or use like a custom CMS or something.
I didn't see the file when I searched, so I'm looking in my
I don't
networks
think it's an
tab here.
actual like it doesn't actually turn it into like a file.
Oh, it inlines it?
Yeah.
Okay, wait.
I see I wish
No,
I
it
could
doesn't inline
show
it, does
you.
it?
It's not like proper no, it's not
I always
fully
thought it
inlined.
was an external file.
Um It is, but it's like cdn.shopify.com/s
Yeah.
slash file slash blah 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 compiled assets scripts.js.
Um,
But when I open it up,
compile.
it is an empty file.
See, I'm not even seeing it on my page. I don't know why. Like I should see it in my network tab. Compiled. See, I don't see compiled here. Um,
I see all kinds of stuff loading in here.
yeah. Are you in the preview right now?
I am in the theme preview, yeah. I
Okay.
grabbed the
So let me just
grabbed
check
the ID.
the section here. So we've got hero.liquid. It is in a JavaScript tag, okay. And JavaScript. No, no, no.
You
You can
had an extra character in there.
would it just not render it if it's invalid? No, it would just append it. Like it should still generate it. Maybe because it's an old. Should I?
Oh no, that's something different. I just found the extra character, which is now gone.
Okay. Da, 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 da. So for people following along, we're just trying to find when when you use the liquid JavaScript tag, what happens is Shopify will take all the sections on the page, or look at all the sections on the page, take all the JavaScript that are inside those JavaScript sections in each section, and then combine it into one file and serve it under one file. And for some reason, we're not seeing that, but I have faith that it's actually there. So let me
I'm gonna
just.
just go,
I'm gonna remove.
hello. Added a console log in there. I just wanted to see if it's detecting it at all. Oh, no, it's okay, well, it's picking up some errors now. I actually
Oh,
do. Yeah, it's populating now.
it is.
Yeah.
Oh, no, 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 no. Where do you see it? It's
Uh,
populating now. What do you
I
mean?
look at your console log.
DevTools
Try
fit.
refreshing.
I am violation. I'm not seeing. I don't know why I'm not seeing stuff. I'm
Are
in
we
the
using
dev
the
preview.
same preview? Yeah, we're totally viewing the
Dev
same
preview.
preview.
Um, sources. So I should see it in network. What's the file? So the file is called
It's
compile.
it's, called, scripts.js.
Why the hell don't I see it? Hang on.
Channels and oops, that's not a word.
Um, maybe my preview is worked. Let me just go
Yeah,
down
because
here
I can see what's
because I just saw something else on my preview that didn't make like it said this channel is for mature audience, which our channel is not for mature audience. It's very kid friendly. Not that I don't think there's a lot here that will be appealing to
While you're doing
kids.
that, there's a question from Alabama Man Returns. Currently studying computer science in college. I haven't made any personal project or done any coding on the side. Any ideas where to start so I can land a job at Shopify?
Go for it. I'm just gonna get this working.
Oh, I was letting you answer that because you actually work at Shopify.
Okay, I'll stop coding. Juggling the questions in the code. Do you want to look at this error while I answer this?
Yeah, I'm looking at the error right now.
It should. I don't know why channel's length, unless it's not coming. Oh, it might be
It's
null.
the, section settings, it doesn't like the way it's being
Okay.
yeah.
Um, channels should always be an array, but we'll see. Okay. I haven't made any personal projects or done any coding on the side. Any idea where to start so I can land a job at Shopify? Um, Personal sites are fun for this in that it can be a sandbox, a playground that you can both work on, um, like showing talking about or like sharing who you are with people visiting site and also playing around with new technologies. It's a ultimately what a good place to start is to find just a direction to focus your work your work into some producible item, similar to here. Like we decided to make this thing called choppypoints.com, totally unofficial. We have some fun ideas around it. It's largely there just to like practice and demonstrate and share the code that we're working on. So find that idea that might be of interest, that just sound that gets you excited to see this thing work, basically. That like you something fun, and then the quicker you can realize like, oh, I got this like one thing working. um it's almost it's like a momentum that builds up, in my experience when it comes to developing. It's just like try to find a quick win and then build off that win and try to just get something else working and just follow what's in front of you, for to make this thing work. My experience with that, I remember it was with Meteor JS. Kelly, have you ever used Meteor?
No.
That was There was such a focus on developer experience and getting the developer up and running really quickly, and like having a server and a client side, kind of a whole app up and running in like an hour or not even, just really really quickly. And it was so satisfying to see it up and running, and then being able to like create your own database table and then show it on the screen. And there was just such a nice quick return on investment that really was motivating. So would definitely recommend that you try to find a project like that, get into it. And that way, like the more you're into it, the more you actually dive into something, the easier it is to talk about it. And the easier it will be when somebody asks you to talk about it. Make sense?
So I figured out the issue,
You know?
and GM Gregory also said the same thing. You can't render section content within the JavaScript tag.
Oh, okay.
So if you
Yeah, there you
console
go.
log this, it actually just says, the
Yep.
section settings switch channel.
So that was my, of course. So I made this last minute switch, right before, of course, right before I went live. Of course, don't make last minute changes right before you go live. There we go. Um, so good point. Inside this JavaScript tag, because this is basically taking the content of the JavaScript tag and just literally taking the text content and putting it in a file. That file is not a .js.liquid file. It's just a .js file. So any liquid that is in this will not actually get rendered out to values.
Yeah.
So to take care of this, I'll just show you what I typically do.
Script, script, script.
Script, 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 script. Um, So I typically do that, except I will not do const. I will do window dot
Yes.
copy points. Let's make a global namespace channel dot name. There you go. Cool.
There we go.
And actually what we can do, wait, let me just go back. We'll keep what we had there before.
Oh,
There. Okay. So now order of execution. This will be synchronous. The the script tag that comes in is always deferred. So we'll
deferred.
always run at the end of the HTML, like once the HTML has been parsed. Uh,
Yeah.
okay, wait, before those, so people can follow me along. What I'm trying to figure out here, or just to make sure, is that we want, if we change channel name to equal this value here, and if we change client ID to be this value here, we need make sure that this value is being set before it is being assigned to this variable here. Before, like, this script needs to run before this script, basically. It's what I'm just trying to like make sure.
Yeah.
And so going through why that happens is as the browser loads the page, it's going to be parsing. First, it's going to see the request for the JavaScript file, the scripts.js file, which has this content in it. So that's going to start downloading, but it has a defer tag on it. So it's not going to execute. I mean, it's going to download, but it's downloading in the background. Browser is going to continue loading the page, eventually hitting the HTML that has this script tag in it. It's going to execute because this is a blocking script. Like it sees it and then it runs this JavaScript and then it keeps going down the HTML. It's going to run this JavaScript. These things are going to be assigned. And then once the HTML has been parsed, this deferred JavaScript file will be executed and we have our values already signed. So this should work.
It should work. Yes. I have a fun question for you. It's from Microboard. What's
Hey,
the standard
microboard.
tooling for developing the theme locally as opposed to the web editor these days? I built a site with a theme command line tool, but because it overrode the live theme, it felt very fickle slash scary, like FTP
Mm,
into a server. It's really great timing because Thomas and I were talking about this before the stream.
Are you sure we couldn't be heard during the
I
countdown? I
know.
don't
I'm very
know.
concerned now.
I think microboard maybe has a tunnel into our conversation. I think he
It's still sitting. I still see processing. Oh, checksum. Okay, you got it. Yeah. Yeah. So there is no proper local theme development when it comes to building with Shopify. So usually you are working on an unpublished theme as opposed to allowing that allow live tag and actually pushing changes live unless you like to live your life a little
dangerously.
dangerously. Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's the most of yeah, what has come out of this is there's a number of strategies to do that. Like ultimately you have to preview your code on a production store somewhere. I don't know if people can hear a nice siren in my background. They're
Yep.
clearing snow. Yeah, there we go. Welcome to Montreal, where
How
they clear
Canadian of you.
snow. Yeah, they're clearing snow, and all the tow trucks come by the street and make loud sirens that basically say, "Hey, you better move your car. We're towing it." Um, so there have been a number of ways that people get around this. The most popular is to like what we're doing here is just to use a unpublished theme and push all your changes to that unpublished theme. That way, this unpublished theme can share the same products in production, share the same navigation, can share all the things of your production site, but it's only being it's an unpublished theme, so like changes won't be viewable uh, in production. Theme Kit has something to help with this baked into it, that it will, you have to include a flag to push changes to the live theme that is here. So by default, it's kind of encouraging to push changes to an unpublished theme. Another approach is for people to use a dev store in their partner dashboard,
Yeah.
which you can create in your partner dashboard, and that's just a Shopify store that you can't really use as a real store, but then you have to duplicate products and you have to basically set it up as its own store.
Especially when it comes to apps, that's when you run into the issue, because then you're potentially having to pay for multiple apps if there's not a developer version of that app, which was actually mentioned in the comments by the I'm gonna read it as CD Boy UK. Reminds me of Skater Boy, like,
Skater boy,
Avril
like
Lavigne.
Avril Lavigne, Skater Boy.
Yeah,
Yeah. Okay.
just
Um,
the audio UK version.
why don't I see this script tag loading now again?
What'd you do?
This is annoying me. I was hoping to get past this really quickly. Um, now it's
You
just
mean,
hanging up the stream.
I see cannot set property channel name of undefined.
I don't.
That's
Why is it?
weird.
Yeah, something with my preview is weird. Never had this before. There. Okay. Can it set property channel name of undefined?
It's because we haven't defined Shopper
Shopper
points.
points. Yeah, of course. So window dot shoppy points equals window dot shoppy points or an empty object. That way,
Hooray!
if we have another section that wants to use this shoppy points namespace, we're not going to just set it to an empty object. We'll either, if it exists, use it. If it doesn't, make it an empty object. Mhm. I don't know if it's like,
I'm seeing it take, like, a hot minute to actually update on my end.
yeah.
Oh, there we go. We've detected if our stream is live or not.
Oh, you see it on your, for some reason, mine doesn't look like when I refresh the page, it just doesn't load it any, like I have to I have to restart this is
Can
really
you hard
annoying.
can you hard what
Yeah, like
command are
command
you using?
shift.
Yeah.
I'll try the command shift next time. Maybe it's because I have dev.
No, it shouldn't be.
There. Okay, cool. There. That's where I wanted to start the stream at. Hey everyone. Hey. As we
Now
said,
we begin.
progress is not an objective. There. Okay. We're here for the adventure. We're about the journey. Life is about the journey, not the destination, right?
Now we're
Um,
an inspirational channel.
we need King in here to give us some more inspirational tweets.
Yeah, where is
I
King?
haven't seen King. Yeah. Um,
Microboard, is there a Shopify SDK, say, to enable developers to build a Next.js app, but use Shopify to manage projects, etc.?
for apps,
I
you
think that's more like yeah, for like web apps. Like
for
let's say going headless, perhaps.
oh, I thought you like okay, because for apps like Shopify apps, yes, but you like online store, you think?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's well, I mean, like there's not really a proper SDK that exists. I'm assuming you're talking about kind of going headless here. You basically need to build out the data layer yourself, or you could use a service such as Nacelle. But that is more not meant for like developer mode. Smaller merchants. It's definitely a pricier project or product rather, but it's a really great product. I absolutely love it.
Okay. So what we're going to do here, so we've got the detection is working. For those that saw, I'm just appending this little bit of text for now. Hey, we detect our stream is live, and then we actually have the stream here. So what we want to be doing to refresh, we want to for on page load detect if this stream is live. Only if it's live do we want to show watch the stream now, and then when you click the watch the stream now button, we'll load the iframe that has the actual stream in it. So by
Yep.
default, we just want to show our default
Cat
hero
picture.
date cat picture. So
Placekitten.com.
we have no. Do you want to go grab the URL for the kitty?
Always.
Um,
What dimensions are we looking for here?
something big, I guess.
Let's
We'll probably want to. You'll want to make this a set, like you want to upload it so that we can do it responsive, right?
yeah.
We'd want this to be a responsive image. Good old responsive images.
I'm gonna go
Um,
big. Like, I'm gonna go 2000 by 800. How about that?
mhm, okay.
All right. If you're unfamiliar with this placeholder site, it is placekitten.com. Um, you're able to append any kind of dimensions to the URL, such as this, or you could put 801 and suddenly it's 1 pixel higher and you get a different cat.
This is
It's the
where
best.
we need to have your screen share enabled so we can share
Yeah,
this
I
with
just
people.
posted the links in the chat
Oh, okay, cool.
as I was describing it.
Okay.
Well, I guess the links in the chat show up before I actually say it on the internet. So,
I am just grabbing the like a standard responsive image chunk of
yeah,
uh image with text. There we go.
I just optimized the image. Um, it's a very long and narrow image. I don't know if you want one taller than this, actually.
Um we'll
Kitten.com,
work with it.
2000
Okay.
by
So
800.
here is the mess that is responsive images. Um, let's do. So you have image. Are you calling it type image or like a ID image? I'm assuming.
Are we doing over? Yeah, it's okay. I can. So let's see. Where do we go? Text here. Okay.
Okay. Source
Right.
set.
Oh,
Let me just drop this.
there.
Da-da-da.
ID image. Oops.
Hello.
Label. Hero.
Uh, how many people in the audience have worked with responsive images on Shopify? Curious, because this is not easy to work with.
Which is why we
Yeah.
copy and paste it from other places
Which is
instead of
why we
writing it from
copy and paste
scratch.
that yeah, okay, have a snippet for it. Yes, not on Shopify. So anyone who's worked with responsive images in general, I'm sure you're familiar with just the breadth of settings that are available or that you need to set to do responsive images kind of successfully. Um, what we're looking at here, I'm just looking at what I copied in here. So this is ultimately setting different breakpoints for the image. I'm trying to figure out why there's like 10:06 and then like why that's a weird order. Okay. I'm trying to wait. What are these orders?
What are they?
This is interesting. Okay. Well, we'll work with them for now. Um, sizes and I don't know if this is I'm not using calc. Okay. Let's see what happens here. I haven't used this example.
Where'd this
Uh,
come from?
this came from Express.
Express. Okay.
Yeah. Source sections image. So by default, if responsive images are not supported, then then this URL will be loaded. Image URL 503. So we don't.
So specifically 503.
Yeah. Why is this? I'm gonna see if there's just. I'm gonna compare this to another section. Like let's look at image with text. Um, product. Let's get the product section. Da-da-da. Yeah, it's the same. If media width equals 311, media preview image. Yeah, they've got these weird breakpoints in Express. I'm gonna have to follow up with the
Yeah.
team. I'm not. Picture is easy to deal with. Okay, so but the thing with picture is that picture helps you deal with different file formats. So if you want to do responsive images plus handle like WebP um, and like JPEG 2000 and JPEG depending on what's supported. Picture element helps, as well as picture element helps with artistic direction. So if you want to change, basically, like you want to show this image on mobile, but you want to show this image on desktop, and they could be two totally different images that are cropped differently, right?
You can. I mean, you can also just call the same image with different dimensions as well, technically.
I feel like there's something I'm missing here. Okay, 503 image URL. Why is it image URL 503 503? This is uh
And the question, were you able to get the JavaScript tag thing working? Uh, yes.
yes. Yes, we were. So we have the JavaScript running and it is injecting into our page. Hey, we detected our stream is live or not. Okay, let's see. So you set the image ID to image. Okay. Class. Let's get rid of classes for now. Don't need that. Loading lazy. So that's the browser lazy loading. Image alt.
That's
Width
fine.
and
Yeah.
height. That is
They're pulling dimensions straight from the image. That's fine.
from the image. Yeah. Okay, let's see if this works. Did you set the image?
No, I did not. I don't
And
have
the
oh, I do have access to the store. Haha.
yeah. Let's
Gotta
see.
make you do some of the work.
Got to make you do some of the
Oh,
work.
I need to send you the image in this case. Haha.
Yeah. Why don't you upload
Okay,
it?
yeah, I get it. Alright, sign in Shopify partners real fast. I wonder if my team sees, Shopee points on the list of stores and like, "What is that? Who's that client?"
Shopee points. That sounds official. Um,
Why am I not working on this project? Wow, this theme sucks.
so we want this to be a okay, we do have to do some styling here to get things to overlay, right? So now we can get to the point of the stream where we talk about styling. Just as because there was a
Oh, we already
question.
had a cat in there. Oh, it's a little picture. Yeah, I'll upload the new cat.
Um, so styling sections, where to include your styles. So what's available to you when it comes to styling sections is you can either have a style tag in your section like this. Of course, it's going to do the other. Or you can have a uh, style sheet tag. Um, so the two differences between this style sheet acts similar to the JavaScript tag in that you can include styles in here and they will be appended into a single style sheet file and that will be included on your page. Can you set, I'm trying to remember, I think you can do that and it can
You
be
can for now, but I don't think it's recommended.
not recommended. We are trying to encourage people to do SCSS locally. Um, that
Yes.
it's going to slow down the rendering, re-rendering of your store. Having SCSS in your theme, like forcing Shopify to process the SCSS. So
Yeah.
recommended to do style sheet just like that. So you can in here you can include your generic styles that don't need access to Liquid, but there are times where you will want to write um, you'll want to write styles that use Liquid, and in particular, where I see this the most is when you want to have more than one instance, like when you have more than one instance of a section and you need to style like there is a setting in that section that styles the section. So,
That's the section ID.
yes. So,
Also worth noting another really good use case of this is if you're giving the merchant the ability to change colors of things.
yes, inside the section um inside the section settings. So
Yeah.
here so we have section ID.
And you can do the same thing for blocks inside of here as well. So you can, include the block ID as well,
Mhm.
to allow that custom styling. But all of this has to happen in the style and close style tags, there instead of the style sheet and then style sheet, tags.
I'm trying to remember I'm so rusty with CSS. Okay,
You got it.
data section CSC, and then we would do the same thing, section dot ID right here. And that way, so we have that, and let's do a background color,
Yeah, I'll add a setting.
background color. So and then it'll be section settings dot background underscore color.
Is that what we're doing? Okay. Sure, I need
Okay.
to stop following you or else I'm never gonna be able to type this. Ah, okay. Okay.
Oh, nice. I thought they would output as inline styles. It's good to know that you're being compiled into a style sheet. I assume that this is an additional file rather than appended to an existing CSS file. Yes. So this is CD Bowie UK Bowie. Yeah. So it's similar to JavaScript. They'll be appended. Not the one that I'm writing right now. Is that will not be appended. Um, can I wrap this in? This is the funny thing about writing styles with Liquid. Can I wrap that in a string and it'll work? Wonder.
Unfollow. Well, we're about to find out.
Okay.
I'm not done writing this. It's gonna kept on bouncing up as you were doing things. We called it what? Background underscore color.
Yeah.
Table
Um,
background color. I'll give it a default color as well. Default
hero
FF1493.
background background, and then we'll do here. So hero background. Let's set that to
I already have it set. I set a default.
for the color.
Mhm.
Okay, cool. And is it styling?
Well, yes, but it's it's I think it's the way. Oh gosh, I've just messed up a lot of things. Um, you don't have to wrap this.
Background. So those of you that are following, I'm using BEM. Yeah, okay, that's what I was wondering. It's just going to throw syntax errors, but whatever.
Yeah.
For those of you following, I'm using BEM naming convention so that we can start.
Oh, it's so beautiful.
Is it working?
It is working.
Oh, I'm so proud. Yes, there's some pink there. Okay, cool.
A
Oh,
really big picture of a cat.
it's a really and just I just see the
The
ass.
tail. Yep.
What's the one thing your cat is gonna like? It's been a while since I've had a cat in the house. Um, okay, so hero background. So we want to basically show this. Oh, geez, we're going into. Do I want to do the image right now? I'm like having second thoughts about the image, just because we have to do like an overlay and we have to do text on top of it. Um,
Oh,
do
I mean,
we?
I can really quickly write that, but
Okay. Um, so section background, dev streaming container. We
write the
want.
HTML and I'll write the CSS.
Okay, I'm gonna do the button. Um, div class hero underscore content.
Cool.
So here we would have the
I don't know why it keeps on doing that.
yeah. I need to really figure that out. Hero content watch. Maybe that should just be a
What
button
is this
here.
supposed to be? A button?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm gonna do button. And that actually we can do it. I don't need to style that right now, but I'll just leave that now. X, no. Data watch button. Here we want to hide this by default. So class, let's just have a hide class here. We'll pull that out later. So hide equals display none. Oh my God, it's been so long since I wrote CSS. That needs to be a string, right? Display none.
Where are you? I
49.
stopped following you. Thank you. Oh, 49. No.
No, it's just okay. Yeah, let's see. So that needs to be hidden by default. So we hide the stream by default. We show the button, and here we can have. So this, watch me. Here we can have hero content. By default, this will be hidden as well. Hero, because we want to have here P or no two. Two. We are live.
Okay, I'll
Watch
make this.
us.
Watch the stream. What
Um,
shows up if we're not live?
yeah. Hero content. Data. Hero live. Okay. And then if we're not live, then we'll do div. And this is the just let's have welcome to Shopee Points for now.
Cool.
Welcome to Shopee Points. So by default, this is going to be hidden. Should we? Yeah, we can use the hide class, hide helper class on this. That's hidden. That's hidden. Um, cool. Anything else you can think of for content?
So, welcome to Shopee Points. Is that always showing?
That will always be showing. We'll want to hide it. Um, we'll want to hide it. We'll swap it out. Like,
Ah,
oh yeah, I guess it can always be showing. Yeah. So let's do
let's
here.
do an H3 tag then. Oh, that works too.
Okay,
Okay.
live. No, no, no. Okay, I'm just gonna hide the image for right now, just so we can get the swapping out, and then we'll make it fancy with the image.
Okay.
Um,
In this way, I can always just come back and do the CSS later or something.
cool.
Welcome to Shopee Points.
Okay, I really don't like how
Everything
this.
else is hidden. What's
It still loads if it's display none.
Yes,
Oh,
it
and
does.
my webcam froze.
Uh, you're really
Oh, I'm
just
showing
thinking
off
about
my toque. Anyone see my
it.
toque?
It's beautiful.
And I just get an echo now. This is my my dinosaur. Do you recognize this dinosaur?
Oh, totally.
Yeah.
I've played many a game with
This
the
is
dinosaur.
a little that okay, best Chrome Dev Summit swag that they've had. Very very in tune with Canadian needs, giving out a toque.
Yeah,
Okay, I'm hearing myself now. I have to close this. Okay, so display none. So we're gonna have to inject this iframe with
iframe.
JavaScript.
Mhm.
Okay, so let's do. So here is the stream. Let's have another function here. Function inject
Stream.
stream. Stream. Mhm. So selectors, we want to insert the stream in this container. So data embed stream container. Do we have that as a selector right now? Selectors, data
We
embed stream
do.
container. Yes, we
Ed
do. I
stream
already
container,
had
that's
it.
convenient.
Beautiful. Okay, here, let me. uh, Container equal duck. Oh, and we'll have to. So whenever you're working with sections, you need to localize your selectors to the current section. So we'll want to first. We need to do it off of this data section ID first, right? Like you always need to
Yes.
query data section ID that equals this.
Otherwise, if you have that same section on there twice, it's not happening.
Um, or you do for each. So you look for,
Query
um,
selector all.
yeah, because yeah, you'll have to. Do we want to do multiple
But
cases?
we want it to be just in the stream.
Yeah.
We'll s yeah. I
Okay.
mean, it's okay to just do it. I mean, it just means that it's gonna be queried every time, but we're not having 9,000 hero sections on our site, so I'm not
Um,
concerned.
9,000 here. Yeah. Okay. We'll just deal with the one right now because we're running short on time. Okay. So we've got that, and then we want to const iframe
Or in
equal
frame.
in frame or in frame. Um, document create element
Mhm.
create element. Why isn't that not auto completing? It's making me think I'm doing something wrong.
Nope, you're good.
Okay. Iframe. This has
Yep.
been iframe. And then you can add. Can you chain attributes to it? No.
I have not no, I think they have to be separate.
Iframe. Um. Oh, add attribute. Do you have the? Okay. So we need
Set attribute.
set attribute. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. We're gonna just do things statically right now.
Well, no, sorry, this is a, yeah, I mean, set attribute is what you want, but you could technically create a helper function if you really wanted to, but we're not gonna go through that.
First, I
Oh, we
feel
need
like
to
there's
replace this.
um. Where's the other quote?
What do we
Oh
call this?
yeah. Okay. Yeah, that needs to go there. Okay, I'll let you do
Was
that.
it what was the
Uh,
Twitch? Oh, hold on, I need to stop following you. I can't do my
yeah.
work.
Uh,
Oh,
uh,
it's a channel name,
Lawful screen.
which is am I still nope, I'm down there now.
Um, hey, some of your code is eerily similar to mine. Today I learned. Can
King!
yay!
You made it!
That makes me that actually makes me feel better. Thank you, C Buick.
Unless you're just both writing terrible code,
Yeah,
then
right? Oh, thank you for classifying it as terrible. You know, we could assume that
I'm also writing
or
it,
we're both
so
great writing amazing code. Thank you.
okay, I
300
accept that.
and iframe set. I feel like we could no, you can't chain these.
No, you can't. You have to write a helper function if you're
Allow.
going to.
Cool. And then we want to container container append
Iframe.
iframe.
Don't forget to fix line 103 as well. Kinda left it hanging.
Oh, yeah. Okay. We can just so if stream does not equal null, then insert stream.
Hooray! Let's
See if
see.
that works. I need to get out of that. For some reason, when I opened my preview from there, it wasn't doing it.
Allow full screen, you need it twice. Or I think
Oh,
it's
or
is it
just
like that or
true
you did
because
true?
it was just an attribute. It didn't have a value.
Yeah, let's try
You
true.
did true.
I'm honestly not sure. It doesn't yell at me anymore, so iframe, where are you? You're in here. Nope, you're here. Oh, we forgot to
Oh,
delete
we
the old
got to
iframe.
remove. Yeah. Do you want to delete it?
Yeah, I got it.
And it's hidden too, so we can here. Let me get rid of that class. I hear an echo. It's so annoying. Yeah. Uh,
Just hit
I'm
the
so
mute
happy
button.
this stream
Oh, you
can't
can't hit
hear
the
my
mute
desktop.
button.
No.
Womp. Oh, I just noticed it's 3 PM.
Yeah, we're at time. Do we want to yeah, we could wrap it up because I
Right, we
have
can totally wrap this up.
yeah. I have this broadcast. Why is it I have a caching issue happening here because this is a I know it in a previous when I was playing around with things. I set it to another channel, which was just like a death metal Twitch channel. So
Oh, I
it's
thought we
a
were just, like, stepping up the game of what we were actually producing on here.
no. It's,
Okay.
so this is why it's look. If we start watching this,
Ah,
yeah,
nice.
Alex Bent drums. That was a risky click there. I was just like, what else could this be loading? Yeah. Okay. He's not live right now. Um, Mute the tab in Chrome, right click, mute tab or mute site. Oh, speaking of that, there's this really cool extension that lets you play with the volume of
Volume
individual
manager.
tabs.
Oh, that's cool. Huh.
Like if you have a Google, if you have like a stream, like, or if you're watching two things, you need to adjust the volume while you're
I
in
see
like a
sections
Hangouts.
everywhere in the nav.
Hey.
You just wait for what that's going to become.
Don't you dare click that button. There's some really big secrets behind there. Cool. Okay. Let me switch back to our side by side so we can say hello and goodbye to
Yeah.
people.
So we'll
Uh,
finish up next week on actually,
yeah,
uh,
we'll get
triggering
the.
this
I think by the next stream we'll just I'll have this PR done, or yeah, I'll see if I can coax any work out of Kelly. We'll
maybe, we'll
see.
see.
Yeah.
I'm a
Well,
very busy person.
any request you are? I mean, busy on Clubhouse, having Toby drop into your Clubhouse sessions.
Casual.
Um, Hey Thomas, do you have an email? Yes, I do. I'm not comfortable giving it out on a live stream broadcast that is recorded and then redistributed. Kapui, you
Good move.
can send me a message on Twitter. That's the best way to start a conversation, I'd say. Um, Thomas, two M's, Kelly. Uh, any last questions from the audience before we
Yeah, anyone else?
any requests for stuff that you want to see us work on the next stream? I really liked the request to kind of talk about styles. I hope we were able to answer that question about styles, or at least the different parts of styling a section and what's available.
Do a dance party. Boo,
Yeah,
boo,
that's
boo.
part.
Boo, boo, boo. Boo, boo, boo. That's fun.
That's my head bob. Do a dance party. Cool. Uh, that's about it. That's
I
about
think
it.
that's it.
Yeah,
I just saw our dance party, so it was pretty great. I'm really
I
glad we
know.
could join that.
So I have a client at the moment building an app. Hannah quality. Connie's to float. Okay, cool. I think that's it. So
Oh,
thank
no,
you for
I think
everyone.
there was more to it.
Oh, oh, I missed it. Okay, did I miss anything? No, that's the Streamlabs
Is there
thing.
an easier way to do this? So if you're handling quantities as a float or as like smaller increments, it's really annoying. There's no really good way to do this. It means that each quantity is set to that decimal or like a tenth of something. So a quantity of one is 1/10. So if you want one whole, you have to add 10 of that quantity. It's fine on the cart until you reach checkout, and then you're going to see 10 of that item at checkout, unless you're at Shopify Plus, and you can kind of like play with those numbers a little bit. Um, that's honestly the easiest way to do this. It's just there is no such thing as floats when it comes to buying quantity of something on Shopify.
This is like price by weight or price by quantity, or like this is.
A
Am I?
good example is if you were buying like fabric and you want to buy by like the quarter yard.
Yeah, I was, or I'm thinking of like food. Like you want to buy. Um. Oh no, I'm thinking of
3.4
something
pounds
else.
of
Like I want to
sand.
buy two steaks, but the price of the steaks is based on the like total weight. Like you can't guarantee you're always going to pack like 500 grams of steak. So I'm
Yeah.
thinking of this conversation on price by weight. Fabric by the meter. Yeah, metric. Metric for the win. Thank you. No,
Sorry to Americanize the conversation.
yeah. Isolate your it's only Americans using yards, right? No, in like two
Yeah.
other countries. I don't know.
Yeah, there's not too many of us, and I have a lot of
Unless you're
opinions.
in Canada and then you have this weird mix of metric and imperial where like I always say I'm 5'9" and never in cent, but then it's like 10 kilometers down the road and like oh there's such a cool mix of metric and imperial in Canada.
I travel enough to get the experience of mixing the 2 in various countries, so I'm used to it at this point. But I still have no gauge of how far, like, meters are or
Meters.
kilometers are
Oh.
when you're, like, walking down the street.
Weight. I still
And
can't
again, I
do
don't
my
really know,
weight
like
in kilos. I'm
that's okay.
Canadians all do their weight in pounds. So it's
It's
I'm
easier.
still yeah.
It's that's for a reason. At least we're not all using stone. Sorry, British people.
Yeah. Cool.
Well, I think that's,
That's a way to end it.
a good way to end it. Apologies to the British.
Apologies from a Canadian. I'm sorry, England. Yeah.
I would apologize, but I'm American,
Yeah.
so
You're not allowed to, right? Oh,
that's
too
right.
proud. Too proud. Great. Thanks for
Amazing.
everyone for joining. We'll
Quick question, are you also on Slack? Would love to chat there. There's a Shopify partner Slack, and Thomas, I don't think you're on there, though.
I am. I am on
Are you
there.
on there?
We
We
could
could start
be
a Kelly
chatting.
plus Kelly channel.
Yeah, we should. Why didn't we didn't have this
Let's
idea?
do it. Yeah,
Okay.
so Shopify partners Slack, join us, we will create a Kelly plus Kelly channel, and we can continue the conversation over there.
Doing that right now.
Perfect. All right. We will
See,
be back on your desktop/laptops next
or
Wednesday at
mobile
10
device
Eastern.
for that
Or
matter.
mobile device, yes.
Whatever Twitch streaming device you choose to
Please
use.
watch us wherever you would like to be.
Not just exclusively iPhone. You can watch us on Android.
Slight digs at
Seems to
Clubhouse.
be that, yeah, this is a trending dig. Yeah. See you next week, 2 p.m.
Bye.
Bye.